I'm doing a little bit of a reaction to breaking news about Donald Trump. So supposedly he was shot at his rally, and I've heard tons of people say, political violence, you shouldn't do it, this, that, and the other. Nobody in politics should be subject to political violence, but I'm torn on that. And the reason why I'm torn on that is because Donald Trump incites violence. He has incited violence since 2016. Some of his allies have called for the jailing and the murder of his political opponents. So I'm going to ask you a question. If you have an authoritarian, or a wannabe authoritarian, a wannabe fascist, who threatens political violence and has incited violence, not only against his political enemies, judges, people who has criticized him, and he's responsible for the death of countless Americans. His leaking of classified documents has probably cost United States assets to be murdered. So, my question to you is, which I started to go into, but I'm going to go into now, I apologize. Why should somebody who has called for and has incited political violence and has caused political violence, cause people to die and be injured, be immune from the same violence that he incites? I always have heard, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And I'm not necessarily going to say that's right or wrong. But if you are too much of a piece of garbage to have any respect or any empathy for the people that you actually incite violence against, why should anybody have empathy for you? Why should anybody say that political violence is not necessary for people like that? It's just like the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has caused women's deaths. So they was getting threatened because they cost people's lives. And then they put extra security to protect them after they have caused the deaths of women. I have a problem with this mentality. I agree that violence is not the answer in most cases. But I think that there is times when it is necessary. Because I want to tell you something. They wouldn't have any empathy or any thought. They wouldn't even hesitate to do the same thing that they're saying that you should protect them against. I just don't see how they could get a pass, and I just don't get it. I hate when people who don't deserve it have violence perpetrated against them. I don't have the same regard for somebody who incites violence and is violent and in his rhetoric and his actions. I don't have empathy for them, that type of person, and I don't think they should be shielded from violence. In fact, they need to be taught a lesson, in a sense. Because bullies continue to bully until you push back. When I was young, I was the dude that beat up the bullies, that was bullying my brother and his friends, and I always beat up bullies. Not to say that I didn't have people picking on me, but if they got to a certain point, they would find out what I was about. I don't, and I never have started anything, but I sure finished a lot of fights, and I finished a lot of situations that I had, that I didn't initiate. So I'm just torn about it, because in one hand, I don't think that most people should, when you're trying to do the right thing and you're a good person, I don't think you should have to deal with that. But it's a totally different story when you're a bully and you're a bigot and you do everything you can to incite violence. And I mean, it's something he's known for. So I'm pretty torn about it, but I have my thoughts about the way I would respond to this whole situation. But that's all I'm going to go into for this video, though. Thank you for watching. Have a nice evening. Cherish your family. Take care. If you found this insightful, like and subscribe. Goodbye. Thank you.